It's, I guess you could call them parallel lives. It's more of like exploring potentialities. I think she has a connection to certain people, and because she can't play out that connection in her physical life, she plays it out in her dream state, where she connects with people that she desires to connect with. Back a long ways, they play guides for each other every other lifetime or so. This is, as she, I think, explained to you earlier, is going to be a very special lifetime where they get to be in the same lifetime at the same time, which is a very different experience for both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Since the medicine woman, priestess, the barefoot on the earth, wise woman, bringing more into her life. She calls it the incorporating of the divine feminine. It's the same. That not everything needs to be done with logic and reason and over-planning and overworking and productivity. That being in that meditative space or working on filling with love, they are just as productive. Walking in the woods and being barefoot on the grass are just as productive. It's putting dollars into her bank account. People can't really see the full value of that till afterwards, because no one can see where the ripples go. This is just our way of pushing out of the comfort zone, which is general labor, she calls it. It will go away as soon as she decides to put that kind of work aside. It's fine work, it's her way of procrastinating.
She also mentioned brain fog.
That's a combination of things. One is that she needs to stop relying on things like caffeine, so it's time to move away from that and move towards clearer liquids like water. She really needs to drink more of. But also, when she is working full time, she doesn't take the time to do as much writing as she should. The automatic writing is really helpful for her, and it helps get all the things out of her head and onto paper or onto the computer screen. Either are fine. But when she experiences a lot of brain fog, it's kind of a combination of those two things.
When she does the automatic writing, are you doing this for her? Should she publish it? Should she write a book with this?
She was blogging with it, and she'll start that again as soon as the farm is over. She could start it earlier. She probably should start it earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be a very low resistance way for her to write.
It would be a way for you to get your message to humanity.
Yes, certainly. There are a lot of people that are coming from where she's come from. She knows that she's a teacher. She knows that there's a very wide range of things that she could teach about. So almost anything she writes about has the potential to teach or help someone else.
What is the best way to reach those with closed minds?
She doesn't need to reach those with closed minds. People with closed minds are not ready for the information. It's meant to reach people who are seeking for the information that she has. Everyone's at a different stage. People with closed minds are learning what they need to learn at the pace that they need to learn it. And that's something that she needs to really understand more, is that whatever she chooses to write about, however in depth she chooses to go, however vulnerable she chooses to be, that information is going to reach the people that most need to hear it. So she needs to worry less about the judgment that she may receive. Because when people judge things, it's simply a matter of they're not ready to hear the information, or they are resistant to the information that they need to hear. So it has no reflection on the validity of the teaching. It's simply a reflection of wherever that person is in space and in their time.
Do you have a message for us to write for humanity?
The main message is very, very simple, which is just that you are a reflection, or the world that you live in is a reflection of you. So be what it is that you desire to see. And people overlook it because it's so simple. But if you desire to see more peace, do things in your personal life that cultivate peace. If you desire to see more people being protected and cared for, protect and care for yourself and the people that you love. People believe that their personal actions are too small to make a difference, and that's simply not the case. Anything fearful, fear-based, negative-based that you see and intake during your day, it doesn't need to stick on you. It can simply be just a little message, little reminder. Oh, this is something else I need to focus on a little bit more in my life. Everything's going to be just fine. More that the world can kind of release some of the stress that we're holding, the better off we'll be. We spend so much energy and anxiety that there's no energy left for helpful action. Helpful action cannot be derived from an anxiety-ridden space. It needs to be derived from a calm and loving and assured space.
Is there anything that I forgot to talk with you about today?
We just wanted to give her confirmation that her experiences with her priestess lifetime and her hawk are real. She can just take as much comfort as she would like from that. She needs a little validation sometimes. Well, she thinks she does. We're happy to give her that validation now.
What is the best way to request a body scan and a healing on her own?
It's best to do it not before she goes to sleep. It's best to devote conscious time for that. So either when she gets home from work or in the morning, but she tends to do it right before she goes to sleep, and she doesn't get the most value out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's better for her to have the full experience consciously.
Is there anything else you would like to talk with us about before we ask you to recede?
No, she'll be given the guidance as things come up. She needs to release the expectation that she's going to be given all of the information right at one particular time. It's not the best way for lessons to be delivered. And that's something that she needs to come to accept. We feel a little disappointment in her that she doesn't have more information about exactly how to start a career. She knows how to start it, she just doesn't trust that it's going to work, that it's going to be just fine.
Will you be with her the entire time that she's doing this?
We are always with her, she knows that.
That should give her the confidence to know she'll have the right answers all the time.
It's the beauty of it, is even if you don't have the right answers, there's a reason that you don't have the quote-unquote right answer. It all works out in the end. It's not as if she's never going to fail ever again. It's just, that would be a wasted life if she never failed ever again. And failures are where the learning